Hey, how's it going? Well, today I have a special treat, the Gran Habano 3 SLS. I had a hard time finding some information on this. The Gran Habano 3 SLS used to be called 3 Siglos, so it went through a name change. That's why it was a little hard to find. So it's pretty decent looking. Nice medium brown color. So it has a cedar aroma. Definitely cedar. Oh, it's just wonderful smelling though. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like spicy cedar. Mmm, that's intriguing. Hmm, tasty. I don't taste the cedar as much as I smelled it on the aroma, but it has a cedary taste. A little bit peppery. A little bit. It has an element that I am having a hard time identifying. It has it's hard for me to tell what that is. It's different. There's something different about this one. I'm a newbie, so I can't just name it. Somebody out there just knows exactly what it is and could name it. There's a leatheriness. Leather, cedar, neighbor mowing his lawn. It's got a really good draw. Spicy cedar and leather. That's what I'm tasting. And something else. It's got a toastiness to it, I suppose. Very tasty. The tobacco flavor of this is really rich and nice. Very smooth smoke. This is definitely a fine cigar. So for the 3 SLS, we've got the Habano wrapper, of course. The binder is also Habano. And the filler is Nicaragua and Costa Rica. It's got a good amount of pepper. I like it. It's a flavorful smoke. It's very enjoyable. This really is a great cigar. It's strong, so I can feel that. It's been a very, very pleasurable cigar. I did not realize this because I don't know anything about this, but as I was researching it, I found that Cigar Aficionado rated this a 92 in 2006. I don't really keep up with their scores and their best cigar of the year and that kind of thing. I have smoked some cigars that were raved about by Cigar Aficionado, like My Father the Judge was like their number 7 cigar one year, and I smoked that one. So their opinion about a cigar is very highly respected, and this is a 92 rating. So that tells you something. Very smooth smoke. Very, very carefully balanced cigar. I really appreciate that. Very carefully balanced. So something else I found while I was researching, a lot of the different websites that I looked at that had descriptions of this cigar included the aspect of grain or roasted grain. And one person said cereal. And I believe that's what that otherness has been, that other toasty thing. I could see how if you were to call that roasted grain, toasted grain, it, yeah, I mean, I can see that. Uh, if you had some kernels of wheat and you kind of roasted them, I can see that. So, yeah, that's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and agree with people who probably know a lot more than I do about tasting cigars. If they're calling it grain, I will say okay, grain. But I'm really loving it. It's got a pleasant balance between cedar, leather, uh, toastiness, and a little bit of a peppery. It's really, really, really good. At this point, I can definitely feel the strength of it. The nicotine has definitely been building, and I can definitely feel it now. It's getting stronger. The actual flavor of the cigar is getting stronger. I can feel a little bit of an oily buildup on my tongue. Still getting, every now and then I'll catch a whiff of cedar, but I'm not really tasting cedar as much at this point. Right now I'm getting more of a spicy leather, so it's a little spicy cedar to start. Now it's more like spicy leather, so that's interesting. Peppery, same amount of peppery. That roasty, toasty grain thing is still going. Roasted grain. That's a new one for me. Okay. So by this point, I'm not getting any cedar. I'm barely even getting leather anymore. Now it's just that underlying bass tone that's been there all along of that rich, rich tobacco, and a little highlight of pepper. I've been actually thinking about the way that this cigar has performed, and I understand why it's so highly appreciated. It makes me wish I had a better palate, um, so that I could really enjoy this the way that a true cigar aficionado would. I'm sure that there are flavors in here that I'm not picking up on. Well, I've about reached the end of my Gran Habano 3 SLS, but this really has been quite a delicious cigar. I really have enjoyed it. So there you go. There is the Gran Habano 3 SLS. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.